This time tomorrow night, the state of Alabama will likely be preparing to carry out, or will perhaps have already carried out, the controversial execution of Kenneth Smith.
That execution method has never been tried before and has sparked serious safety concerns across the globe. An expert telling our 6 on Your Side investigator Josh Gant there's good reason for that concern.
Kenneth Smith could be the first person in the U.S. executed by nitrogen hypoxia. The Alabama Department of Corrections' heavily redacted execution procedures say the state plans to put a mask over Smith's face and replace breathable air with pure nitrogen, which is supposed to suffocate him. The protocol says the nitrogen gas will be administered for at least 15 minutes or 5 minutes following a flatline indication on the EKG, whichever is longer.
We never know with these executions how they're going to go. I mean, that's also always a toss-up, and unfortunately, what happens is that we just wait and see.
Deborah Deno is a Fordham University law professor and expert on methods of execution. Deno says Alabama's execution protocols surrounding nitrogen gas are very vague.
When you look at Alabama's protocol, it's so redacted in so many of the places that are most important. It's basically impossible to know how this execution is going to be carried out.
There are also fears the nitrogen gas could leak into the execution chamber, jeopardizing witnesses.
I don't think I should have to be a lab rat, and I don't think these guards should have to be a lab rat.
Reverend Jeff Hood, Smith's spiritual advisor, says ADOC forced him to sign a waiver in order to be by Smith's side while he's being put to death. The waiver says he has to be 3 feet back.
The state of Alabama is asking me to go into a situation where I have no training and no idea what's going to happen if something does happen.
ADOC says there will be oxygen sensors in the room. The state is confident the process will be safe and effective.
The law to have executions by that method was passed in 2018, and the Department of Corrections and the Attorney General's office have assured us that all the protocols are in place and it will be safe.
Smith survived execution in 2022 after ADOC staff couldn't connect one of the IV lines into his veins for lethal injection. That led to a third consecutive botched execution by the state, according to the Death Penalty Information Center. The nitrogen gas execution is receiving national and international attention. A UN panel of experts say this new method could result in a painful and humiliating death and could violate human rights treaties. Smith has been on Alabama's death row for the 1988 murder for hire of Elizabeth Sennett, a preacher's wife in North Alabama. Her sons have been waiting 35 years for justice after their mother was stabbed and beaten to death. 3 men, including Smith, were accused of having a part to play in the murder. Her sons, Mike and Chuck Sennett, say they forgive them all.
I forgive Parker, I forgive Williams, I forgive Smith. Do I like what they done? No. But that's what I'm supposed to do. And then to me, that's another burden lifted off my shoulders.
It's important to note Smith previously requested to die by nitrogen hypoxia. The AG's office told a federal judge that the gas will cause unconsciousness within seconds and cause death within minutes. I'm Josh Gant reporting.